trials competition at the 23rd Commonwealth Games. We'll have 4 gymnasts to perform, then a warm-up break for the second half, and that second half will be led by the top qualifier, Australia's Kate McDonald, who has waited and waited for the chance to be Commonwealth Games champion on her signature apparatus. The demands of the uneven bars, the complexities of one of the most iconic apparatus in artistic gymnastics. They're hoping for an iconic Australian win. And for those of you who are new to watching this sport, or who could do with a little refresher, let's go through some of the things that the athletes must do on this apparatus.
The first thing, and the most evident, is that each of the gymnasts must show a release skill on the bars. All of them are going to be doing theirs on the high bar. We should also be looking for really intricate connections of moves. That's going to be important to the difficulty of these gymnasts. All of them have wonderful swing, but of course you can't stop on the uneven bars. Just like on pommel horse, the routine has to remain completely fluid. The feet cannot touch the ground at any time until the dismount. But it is really the combinations of difficult elements, sometimes strung 3 or 4 in a row, that we are going to be looking at. Yoli Won demonstrating some of that in her warm-up. Often these swings where the ankles and feet come close to the bar add to the difficulty. And we see how the release skills really are worked in amongst all of that before the dismount.
So there is a huge amount to take stock of, and that's the duty of the difficulty and execution judges, 2 separate panels of judges. The highest difficulty score that we saw in qualification was the Australian Kate McDonald, 6 exactly, and the highest execution score that we saw in qualification was the Welsh gymnast Emily Roper. Got to get a marriage of all of them. There's no doubt that the gymnast from Jamaica, Alana Walker, has got a real chance. And that made the crowd gasp, and probably lots of people recoil at home. It is an entirely commonplace thing, isn't it, for gymnasts on this apparatus?
One of the first things that you learn as a young gymnast is how to fall safely. And these elements, especially the release moves, are very difficult. The gymnasts don't always manage to catch the bar the way that they want to, and they know how to react so that they land safely on the matting below. Yes, it's spectacular to us looking on because we don't see it all the time, but to them, it's quite commonplace.
Yes, I remember you saying to me that the first time that we worked together as a commentary partnership, when I recoiled as a gymnast, did that, and you said, oh, she probably does that about 10 times a day. Yes, the ropers watching on. Sorry, Blythe.
And gymnasts say that the most nerve-wracking thing in competition is when they have to watch their teammates go, when they have no control over what is happening.
And it's slightly worse, isn't it, if one of them's your twin sister? So we've got one roper in the crowd, we've got the Roper family watching on. We've got a roper about to perform. And we've got the women's uneven bars final about to take place. Great to have your company. I hope you're enjoying all of the coverage of the penultimate day of gymnastics at Glasgow 2026. 5 more apparatus titles will be decided on the last day. A 17-year-old gymnast who has impressed so much at these games, Shanteva Mankwa of Team England. She's been on the team podium, and she went on the uneven bars podium. Something to really watch for in her work, I should say, is just the purposefulness of her swing.
Also, the stalder elements. This is an example of a forward stalder. She does it twice, the second one with a half turn, and then a stalder into a release skill, a variation of the classic kachev, or reverse hecht over the bar. The stalder in making it more difficult. You see the stalder again later on. There it is. Stalder half turn into front giant and a double front dismount.
Some gymnasts really make it seem as though there is an effortless quality to swinging on the uneven bars. She is one of them.
She does have wonderful technique. A swing that is both powerful but also very fluid. And that technique allows her to do these stalder type elements with ease. Her transition from high bar to low bar, that's known as a pack salto. And she uses the stalder once again as she completes the requisite full turn, the 360-degree pirouette that all gymnasts are going to show at some point in their routines. It's just a wonderfully composed piece of gymnastics, this, and it all ends with a really beautiful double front somersault.
.13.5 was the qualification score. Team England waiting to see what the number is going to be like for Shantae Ivamanqua. Trained at the same club as her hero Claudia Fragapane, who was such a star at the Glasgow 2014 Games for the English team. .13.233, Shantae Ivamanqua. It's a small drop compared to qualification of about a quarter of a mark. This is a gymnast who is expected to be a major contender for the uneven bars title. She's a hugely respected member of the Malaysian setup. Yuri Wan of Malaysia, gold medalist at the Southeast Asian Games and the third best in qualification with 13.8. This is a complicated exercise.
And we may actually see her upgrade her difficulty compared to what she did in the qualification. Lovely front stalder work to open this routine, and it's stalder shaposhnikova up to the high bar. Really clean so far. Note the way that she holds her handstand positions at the end of these casts and pirouettes. The gymnast really wants to hit the 12 o'clock position.
Oh, what a landing that was, my goodness. Looked as though she was going to be very close to the high bar, but did get clearance and performed the exercise ever so well.
She very nearly stuck that dismount, tried to disguise taking a step to the side at the end. The interior of this routine was just excellent. Her legs remain completely straight all the time. The toe point is wonderful. Real fluidity in the transitions between the bars as well. That's known as a toe-on skill, where the gymnast puts their toes momentarily on the bar before shooting them up to the ceiling and continuing on in the routine. And let's take another look at the dismount. You think it's stuck, but then she very quickly steps to the side. And steps and hops on the dismount might be one of the difference makers in this final. If a gymnast can stick, all the better for her.
She was selected for Glasgow 2014, but injured her knee and had to be replaced before the start of the Games. Now her second time at the Commonwealth Games, 13.533, Yuli won. So she did, as you thought, upgrade her difficulty from qualification, just by 1/10 of a mark, but the execution was lower, leading to a drop of close to 3/10.
Next gymnast on the bar representing Jamaica,
19-year-old Jamaican gymnast Alana Walker. When she won a bronze medal at the Junior Pan American Championships several years ago, she became the first Jamaican gymnast to win an international medal.
Hop change right off the top of the routine into a very good, crisp pike Jaeger. She's not done yet. Lovely church release skill. We'll break that down. It's a member of the Kacha family. Great flight on the Van Leeuwen transition back up to the high bar. Dismount, double layout.
She controls the double layout just about at the end. A sizable step forward as her teammate in the men's competition watches on. Great performance by the undergraduate at Stanford University, where she competes in the collegiate system.
This routine had a beautiful start, so eye-catching. Look at how she's way up above the bar. Her elbows are slightly bent as she regrasps. That will be a small execution deduction, but it doesn't disturb her swing whatsoever. And there's the pack salto transition down to the low bar. And then she puts her toes on the bar and flies up with the half turn. The dismount was a little complicated for her. She didn't quite release exactly when she should have to be able to go for the stick. And as a result, she takes that step forward. That will be a few tenths of execution.
Really well done to her on qualifying for this final as we look at the current leader, Yoli Wan of Malaysia. .533. So we're seeing across the board at the moment a drop of a few tenths compared to qualification for every gymnast. Let's see if anyone can step up and really take control of this uneven bars final. We've already had a roper on the podium. This time Abby watches to see what Emily can do. The 20-year-old Emily Roper was the fourth best in qualification. She won the silver medal on this apparatus at the Welsh Championships this year.
And what Emily can do especially well is hit the handstand positions completely vertical as she finishes her pirouettes. It's brilliant gymnastics. That was a very important combination, and she has nailed it. Here's her Jaeger, wonderful catch. This has been delightful.
The ropers are having an amazing day. Abby can't believe it. Emily looks as though it was the most routine thing in the world. Meanwhile, the Welsh are struggling to control themselves from backflipping around the arena. Blythe, that was beautiful.
And she just made it look effortless. It wasn't. But so secure is she in everything that she does. She's minimized the execution deductions. There's not going to be a lot to take from this routine. And this combination, going immediately into the Van Leeuwen, the Stalder Shaposhnikova with half turn, and the way that she caught the bar with that Jaeger, her elbows completely straight, and it all ended up with this full twisting double tuck stuck. We sense the difference might be made by the gymnast who is able to stick their dismount.
There's a roper everywhere you look today. They're playing such a huge part. She's into the gold medal position. 13.6 because her difficulty score was 3/10 lower than Yoli 1, but the execution was way higher. As a result, it's Wales in pole position at the halfway stage. However, there is the top qualifier still to come. The lay of the land thus far is that Emily Roper of Wales leads. Yoli 1 of Malaysia is second. Shantava Mankwa of England is third. Kate McDonald, the top performer in qualification, is going to be the next gymnast to go.
And Kate McDonald has one release skill that sets her apart. She does a classic Kachev, hecht backwards over the bar in the straddle position, but the way that she does it is better than maybe any gymnast in the last several decades, maybe ever. It will thrill you with its simplicity and its beauty and its power. And she does it in combination with a transition to the low bar. Overall, her swing, the way that she performs the routine, not just the elements that she performs, is stunningly beautiful.
I think what you've just said about Kate McDonald's Kachev being possibly the best of all time is in no way an exaggeration.
Gymnastics fans around the world discuss this sort of thing on social media. And if you pose the question, who's done the best Kachev, the biggest Kachev ever? Well, Kate McDonald is certainly near the top of everyone's list if she's not actually at it.
So the Australians will be watching on and hoping that Kate McDonald can get the title that she is so desperate to secure. We've got Jemima Taylor in for the Welsh team. She came in as a late replacement for Ruby Evans, who withdrew. We've got Ellie Black competing as well in this final. She has a very different sort of construction to her exercise.
It's really unique. The elements that she has chosen, particularly her release move, the way that she works into it, and also the skill that she connects it with on the opposite end of it, are really interesting. It's very powerful bars work. It's really well executed. It's uniquely her, just like all of her gymnastics.
There she is, the top performer in qualification, always with the headphones on, has her distinct preparation process and her incredibly distinct Kachev. And don't worry if you've no idea what a Kachev is, you'll just know it when you see it, because there'll be a thing that Kate McDonald does that will make you go, goodness me.
That's the Kachev, definitely.
She is to turn 26 just before the close of the games. Achieved a childhood dream when she competed at the Olympic Games in Paris, and she was 5th at the last Championships of the World.
Let's do it. You got it, Tom.
Kate McDonald. In qualification, Kate McDonald scored 14.2. She missed the uneven bars final at the last Commonwealth Games. It was what she came to win. 4 years on, she enters the final as the best in the preliminary round. Now is her chance. Is now her time.
She's going to start off with what's called a Weiler kip. Connects it to a Maloney, and here comes the Kachev. Spectacular. And well connected to the pack salto to low bar. Just ever so slightly short on the handstand out, but she makes the Van Leeuwen transition beautifully. Dismount, full twisting double top.
How she has waited for that moment in a Commonwealth Games. delivering in the uneven bars final. Kate McDonald. She won the beam title in a way that shocked her 4 years ago. It wasn't the one she expected to win.
She really came here as the favorite for the uneven bars title, just as she was in Birmingham 4 years ago. And like you said, it didn't work out for her there. And she kind of competed on being with nothing to lose and won the Commonwealth Games title. But she has always been known for her bar work. And here is the reason why, one of the reasons why this huge, booming Kachev. Amazing the control that she has to catch that, swing out of it. It's so big, and manage to connect it to a pack salto.
The move is named after Alexander Kachov. It's anglicized to Kachev, who performed the skill for the first time. And it's very easy to argue that no one's ever performed it as well as Kate McDonald.
Today we see many variations of the Kachev. She does the classic one, the original, and yet she makes it her own.
There's the leader! It might be gold at last for Kate McDonald in the uneven bars at the Commonwealth Games. How to hold it all together. How to keep the emotions in check. Well, they don't need to be in check now. It's McDonald, then Roper, then Yo. 13.533 plus is needed to get onto the podium. Jemima Taylor got 13.3 in qualification.
This was excellent in the team final. That's a move that we haven't seen before, an in-bar stalder, where the feet and ankles come near the bar, but in between her grips. Oh, she does a combination that we've seen quite a lot at these games. A Maloney up to the high bar, and then just kicks over and goes into the release move with not a whole lot of swing. That's why that combination is valuable, because it's very challenging. And unfortunately, it does not go in her favor today.
She has only come into this final as a replacement for her own teammate. She was very close to making that count. Wales's Jemima Taylor, great young gymnast, only 17, first time at the Games.
Final at the Commonwealth Games. You are amazing. Well done.
She's still at the very beginning of her senior international career. This has been a great experience for her, and regardless of the outcome, she will carry this forward. It's always important for young gymnasts to get out and feel all of the nerves and adrenaline that come with being in a final like this.
Yeah, she's come a very long way since her first experience of gymnastics in a church hall with a club known as Head Over Heels Gymnastics. Still very new to the senior international stage. Wales's Jemima Taylor, 11.766. That has meant that Kate McDonald is guaranteed a medal. She will be on the podium. Now we have got the second best performer in qualification. If you go back years and years and years, Ellie Black was far from known for her work on this apparatus. But when Ellie Black decides she's had enough of things being a certain way, she goes about changing it. She's actually become known worldwide for the uniqueness and success of her performances on the uneven bars.
This is a really unique combination of elements. A Kachev variation combined with the transition to low bar. That's known as an ejava, her second transition down to the low. There's her Van Leven. Her dismount unique to her as well. She's going to do a full turn and now put her toes on the bar, cast out to a front flip and a half twist.
Wow, what a performance that was from Ellie Black, Order of Canada, who won the all-around title yesterday. She was joined by her teammate Monica Fontaine on the podium. Isn't she a shining example for every gymnast out there who doesn't get on with a particular apparatus to confront that challenge head-on and develop mastery?
Oh, entirely so. And to have watched her as a young senior in 2012 and 2013, there were a lot of people who thought that she would be a kind of floor vault specialist. But she decided that that was not going to be the trajectory of her career. And every year she added something on uneven bars. This routine got better and better. Her swing got better and better. And she's found elements that work for her. She does this release skill from what's called a clear hip circle. That's exactly what that is as well, releasing and then flying up to the high bar. And those unique intros and outros to release skills are what gives this routine so much difficulty. The dismount unique, but allows her to spot the landing and really go for the stick. And she usually does stick this.
Kate McDonald, who's leading, celebrating as though she's merely a fan. Such is the spirit of the friendly games.
And really here they are all fans of Ellie Black.
You want to know? 3 hours? Yeah, I know.
She's into the silver medal position. Ellie Black, 13.9. McDonald is guaranteed at least the silver medal. Black will get at least the bronze. Emily Roper is waiting and watching and is probably the most nervous person in the building. Yes, there's the proof of it.
A Welsh woman has never been on the podium in an uneven bars final at the Commonwealth Games.
Ruby Pass is the last gymnast to go. She was the 6th best in qualifying, 13.4. 13.666 holds bronze.
And much like we saw from Kate McDonald, she starts out with a Weiler kip in combination and was just too far off and over the bar on that very complicated Kachev transition. Let's have another look. The Maloney transition is really good, and she too goes into it with a clear hip circle, but just isn't able to get her grips around the bar. Dismount done in combination, very clean, secure double bar.
What a beautiful way to conclude. That's a lovely dismount from Ruby Pass. Got the routine back together after she had to return to the apparatus, but unfortunately she will be out of contention. McDonald, Black and Roper as things stand, and it's likely to remain that way.
This is the second part of the routine, beginning with the pack salto transition down to the low bar. And after the fall, everything was performed with great calmness. It's a lot of maturity to her work on the uneven bars. And there was a lot of difficulty left for her to do in the routine. She handled it all quite well. The Van Leven transition with the half turn. And then her dismount done in combination. There's a toe stalder with full pirouette right into the double tuck. Wonderful form on that dismount, but she knows that with the full mark deduction for the fall, she is unlikely to end up on the podium here.
Leading the way is Kate McDonald. Ellie Black and Emily Roper, second and third. 11.666 for Australia's Ruby Pass. Kate McDonald, it's finally happened. The dream has come true. After missing out in Birmingham, she is the Commonwealth Games uneven bars champion. Ellie Black is the silver medalist, and Emily Roper has just become the first gymnast from Wales ever to win a medal in this event at the Commonwealth Games. Kate McDonald, Blythe, how long she waited, how hard she worked.
A moment 4 years in the making. And for Ellie Black, once more, another podium after her all-around title. She takes silver here and on the apparatus where people thought she would never be successful. She's proven them all wrong. And this is simply a historic moment for Welsh gymnastics, courtesy of Emily Roper.
Both of the Ropers on the podium in the two women's apparatus finals today. Oh dear, and those Welsh fans watching on are also involved in the Welsh coaching. Some of them have led the Welsh gymnasts right the way through from juniors, so they will be feeling so emotionally invested in that. They played their part, but there is Kate McDonald, joined by Ellie Black and joined by Emily Roper. Your podium.